Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, September 11th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you were someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at WLDS, and what a crazy mover today. A lot of people talking about it, and got to think a lot of people will be watching it as we head into Thursday. So let's map out, in my mind, a couple of the two main levels. So let's start off with areas of resistance. And the level here that stands out as a potential area here, right up here at that level of the $9 mark. If you go through the history of things, you can see right here the price got rejected. Sure, a couple times the price pushed above it, but still you had that more so congestion point right around there. So if there is any sort of attempted turnaround, and if there is a chance for this thing to pick up another round of momentum, in my opinion, it'll all be about that $9 mark and whether or not the price can break up through there, and then more importantly stay up above it. And I throw that little comment out there because that was the problem over here. Twice the price broke above that level, but you can see both times the price failed to stay above it. So that'll be, I think, a key indicator of strength or lack thereof is whether or not the price can seemingly stay above that $9 mark. And then in terms of areas of support, as of now, you can see not quite a few times, but a few times this morning, price came down here right around that $4.62 mark, and you can see right there the price did hold strong. So if this pullback continues, then you'll want to keep an eye on that, because as long as the price does stay above that area, then you do have an overall higher base, which is what long-term trends are all about. But no doubt about it, if you like volatility, if you like this price range, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, OPEN, and overall not the greatest day, especially when you factor how things started. Price made a nice move up right here, and then after that pretty much slowly bled the rest of the day, and now it's down at lows that have not been seen for the past few days here. Now, big picture wise, I'm not saying the chart's destroyed or anything like that, because yeah, the price is still up above the pink line there, that 200 period moving average valued right around 496. So again, assuming you care about the overarching scope of things, and yes, the price is still plenty up above that key level right there. So keep an eye on that from a more so, like I said, a bigger picture standpoint. In terms of near picture areas of support, an important level, I think, moving forward right here around the $5.50 mark. So keep an eye on that. But again, if 550 falls, does that mean everything's destroyed? I wouldn't go that far because, again, the price would still technically be above the pink line there. In regards to areas of resistance, I think the main level to watch moving forward is all about that purple line now, the 50 period moving average, right now valued at 627. So keep an eye on that. And that'll help because the price could bounce up a little bit, but you don't want to get excited too quickly. But if the price can bounce up high enough to the point where it gets above that purple line and then the price stays above it, then that is where you can make, I think, a more plausible argument that the bulls are trying to start to take back control again. Next one, EDHL. Pretty rough looking situation here. Let me just throw in this trend line right away, though. Whoops, if I could grab the right line there. Let's try that again. There we go. And we are now at a very interesting spot because, yes, this has been a very, very big pullback. No doubt about that, to think that the price was up there and now it's dropped all the way down. But though it makes it interesting is now the price is quite literally right at this trend line, which earlier on in the day, you can see multiple times the price did a good job staying up above it. So moving forward, it becomes a very valid question of, is there going to be some sort of bounce in the upwards direction? No guarantees in the market, but given the track record of things and given how there is a history of this line here providing support, like I said, no guarantees, but certainly a valid question to throw out there. So keep an eye on that from a support side of things. And then in regards to areas of resistance, if this thing does bounce and try to, I want to struggle bust. There we go. If this thing does try to bounce and return back up, initial key area of resistance right there around $1.15. But yeah, depending on where you bought, if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes from that angle, the chart is a train wreck. But if you do care about the bigger picture, then to be fair, the price does still have the opportunity to stay above that uptrending trend line. Next one here, NIO. Rough day today with the gap down. To be fair, though, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have traded for a while, but I'm sure you've seen things that gap down, and then after the gap down, the price just continues to bleed and bleed and bleed. That was not the case here. Does that mean that this is for sure guaranteed, ready to head back up? No, but it becomes a little bit more plausible compared to the case where the price is literally still just bleeding downward. So on that note, if this kind of downwards bobbing out is officially kind of in play, then I think that trend line right there can help us out, because if you think about it, as long as the price stays above that line, then you can make the argument that at least the price is slowly creeping higher and higher. So keep an eye on that as an important area of support. And then in regards to levels of resistance, main battleground in my mind seems to be right there around 575. But yeah, no doubt about it. Rough day today, but to be fair, the price is quietly creeping back upwards. So let's see if the price can stay above that trend line. Next one, NVDA, and we have ourselves a very nice pattern here. So well, very nice assuming you're bullish. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. We have our area of resistance right here. We have our area of support right there. Change that to green for support. And then just to make sure everybody can see the pattern, let's keep it the same color. So again, we have a resistance. We have a support. We have a very nice upwards move right there. For you golfers, try to make it more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guarantee that if the price comes up here and breaks through it, it's going to keep moving upwards. My point here is it at least a valid question? Is it at least a plausible scenario to suggest that if that bull pennant is broken, it could create another round of momentum? That is certainly a plausible scenario. So if you like bull pennants, if you like bull pennants on very popular stocks such as NVIDIA, then definitely keep an eye on it. Real quick, want to take a break and help you solve a very common problem that maybe you're experiencing, and that is this. You would like to be a day trader being defined as having unlimited day trades every day, but because of that pattern day trader rule, you're not able to do it. So you have to become a swing trader or an investor. Your strategy just gets very, very messy. Well, if you would like to be a day trader and you want to do it and you don't have a whole lot of capital, then if you check out the link that's been at the top of the screen, this is a way for you to get involved in a market that quite frankly moves way better than small caps and penny stocks anyways. But more importantly, there is no pattern day trading rule. Now, I do understand if this all sounds a little bit too good to be true. What's the catch? Totally get it. That is why I'm also inviting you. Check out the live stream that I have. I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. And come watch it with your very own eyes. So I've put my money where my mouth is. This is exactly what I'm doing. And if you want to see how it all works, then again, swing by the live stream, ask me questions. I would love to provide any sort of clarity. But as somebody that I remember starting and being very frustrated by the pattern day trading rule, just understand that in this day and age, you don't have to be constricted by that very stupid rule. Next one here, ticker symbol GLE. And yes, no doubt about it, this is a very ugly looking chart. But for you longer time listeners, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. So no doubt about it, from where it was at its highs to what it's done. Pretty brutal move. But what's interesting now is it's approaching two things. Number one, it's approaching this former area where it just was, and this former area also happens to contain the location of the purple line there, the 50-period moving average, and the pink line, the 200-period moving average. Now, all these things combined do not guarantee anything because, again, there are no guarantees. But is it valid? Is it plausible to think that the price may come down here, find some buyers, and then maybe get some sort of, even if it's just a dead cat bounce in the upwards direction? Yeah, in my mind, that is a plausible scenario. Now, of course, you've got to be very disciplined for these. You don't want to turn yourself into a bag holder. But if you can be disciplined and you like these sorts of situations where everybody thinks it's the end of the world, but then those are sometimes the moment exactly where things start to curl back upwards, then certainly keep an eye on GLE. Next one here, BITF, and I'm going to go through this one quickly as I want to respect your time, but already talked about this pattern on NVIDIA, so I'll just point it out very quickly. So there's the top part of the pattern, the resistance. Here we have the bottom part as support. And again, just because I can't help myself, let's make sure everybody can see it. So resistance, support, nice move up right here. Golf hole down here. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is this one is down below the $2 mark. So if NVIDIA is maybe out of your price range, but you do like bull pennants, but you like things down below $5, well then here you go. Next one here, JBDI in same general pattern. Looks a little different, but same overall idea. So I'm going through this quickly as I really do want to respect your time as much as possible. So there is our area of support. Now I realize this one's not as maybe clear forward to see. So let's keep this, the same color again. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have them upwards move right there. And then again, have the golf hole down here. So is this the most like textbook bull pennant pattern? It's not. But again, the psychology is all the same. That psychology being there's a big move up. Now it's doing some consolidating. Now it's just a question of can this consolidation lead to a break to the upside? We'll see what happens. Next one here, PLTR, and sometimes it just goes like this, where all of a sudden a bunch of the same patterns all show up. So yes, we have that once again, and just going to go quickly. Now, technically speaking, this one could maybe be argued to be a slightly different pattern, but I don't want to get too hung up in the semantics. But we have our resistance, we have our support, We have a nice upwards move there. Now, some may call this a bull flag pattern. Other people may be like, no, it's a bull pennant. Okay, no need to get into a fist fight about things because as I just talked about, whether you call it a bull pennant, whether you call it a bull flag, the psychology is all there. Big move up. Now you're getting some consolidation, but will this consolidation lead to an upwards movement? So bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it, whatever floats your boat, then call it that. But we have a nice little movement here in PLTR. Next one here, TSLA, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos I've done, but if you have, hopefully remember me talking about this 355 mark as an area of resistance because today it was not exact, but you can see whenever the price got right up around this 355 mark, it wasn't a matter of necessarily not being able to break above it, but in terms of staying up above it, that is where things really struggled, as multiple times you can see here the price got above it, but just could not quite maintain above it. And then, I mean, this afternoon, pretty brutal pullback to the downside. Now, I say that pretty brutal to pullback, but that's just today because when you take a step back and look at everything from the bigger picture, then overall the price is still stuck between this multi-day channel. So yes, today this was a brutal pullback, but does that mean it's destroyed the entire chart? No, because as you see here, the price is still within the channel, which is where this 344.75 mark remains important because that is technically the bottom part of this channel that has been tested many times. Now, if the price comes down here and shatters down below there, okay, then the conversation begins to change. But as of right now, yes, today, think about that word today, as in one day, disappointing to see it break out and then plunge to the downside. But looking at multiple days, you can see the price is still between the channel. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are frustrated and annoyed by that pattern day trend rule, or quite frankly, you just want a market that moves even better than penny stocks and small caps, then definitely check out the link that you've seen at the top of the screen. Or if you're still very, very skeptical, that's totally fine. I understand. That's why I'm saying check out the live stream. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be reminded of when I do go live. But I do go live at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then usually I go for a few hours so you can see this play out right before your very eyes and ask if you have any questions. So thanks for hanging out, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.